There we go. Switch. That was really weird. Anyway, hello! Welcome to the map making stream. This is a little bit rushed for me. I've had a lot of things to do and I hurt myself while swimming. So that was a bit of an unexpected thing. But I was thinking we're going to continue with Sacrifice a little bit. If you haven't been here before, let me check some stuff here. This is Project Sacrifice. It doesn't really have a name, it's a project name. It might just be called Sacrifice down the line. But what it is, it's a sort of an add-on to... It's not really a map. We're map making. And it's not really a map. Yes. Anyway, it's kind of a... you could say an add-on to any survival world. Is the point. And what it is you see 3 times pumpkin pie at the bottom there. It's supposed to be kind of a, you could say an extra challenge that you sort of sacrifice items to a bunch of really grumpy gods that just want you to give stuff. And the more stuff you give, the longer they'll let you be, and the harder stuff they'll want the next day. So it was one request per day, and as long as you comply, nothing happens. You can keep playing Minecraft. It's just survival, and if you fail, you lose 2 hearts of max health. So if you look on here, I have a circlet of the gods. And now it says, you fail this again, reckless, unruly, insubordinate heathen. So, that's a sign that I've actually failed a couple of times here. So if I go into survival mode, usually I have only 6 hearts. So the message on that circlet changes. And now I'm going to go back into creative before something comes and blows up the altar. Now, there are a couple of things here. Hello. Did I have time to playtest it? I spent some time on Friday playtesting this. And I seem to recall doing some balance changes. I might have done that before. I might have done it after. Interesting. Now I definitely did that. Because I was playtesting this on my work computer. Dang. That's not good. So I did some balance changes, and after that I was really happy with it. I got I think I got to day 5 or something before I had to quit, and I kept up pretty decently. But it was just, you know, a good challenge all the time. I'm gonna have to look up those values if I can remember all my keybinds here, which I couldn't at the start of the stream. That's why we're stuck in a black screen for a bit. That. Let me also adjust my windows. You can see that things weren't quite as ready as they normally are. Here is our function for getting a new goal. We increase the difficulty. These are the values that I tinkered with. So essentially what I did was I pulled up the flat addition. I think I did +5 or something. And I can't remember what I did with the multiplication. Basically, I wanted a quicker increase at the beginning and the slower increase later. Now, this is the setup. This is where everything gets set up. And I think what I want to do here... So basically, all of these things, like apple and coal blocks and iron ingots... Why am I being pushed around in the game? Hello. All of those things are tier 1. So all of those are considered 1. They're sort of 1 point, if you will. And that includes leather, feathers, bones, rotten flesh, and gunpowder. And I'm a little bit concerned that these... What I ended up doing was making the beginning harder, essentially. So I'm a little bit concerned that these 3 are a little too hard now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull those up in difficulty, maybe just to 2. Because the next level is 5. Like leaves, strings, pumpkin pies, and gold ingots are 5. Even pumpkin pies at 5 might be a little bit of a stretch. But I think I just want to do all the mob drops as 2, which means that you're essentially, you know, it's going to be you're going to have to give half as many if you're required. You might still be required to give bones, the first request, but you're going to have half as many as if it was iron ingots, which I think is fair. Because one of the most difficult part of the game when I playtested it was if you need to rush the first night and kill a whole bunch of creepers, it's a little rough. String as mob drop? Yeah, but it's harder to get strings than the other, and mass. This is why it's where it is. Or at least I find. I don't know. This is part of the balancing. This is definitely part of like all of the balancing that needs to be done with this map. But that's not what I was gonna do today. Because last time we spoke, or last stream, last map making stream to be specific, we spoke about how this should work in multiplayer. And so there's one thing we talked about teams, and I'm feeling more and more inclined to implement that, because the alternative would be that you have a challenge mode where you would 2 people would run the map, and it would behave the same for them. So the challenges would be the same. Give me 4 apples. Be both the first challenges on both players, and then give me 5 rotten flesh or whatever as a second challenge. But they had to be the same so you could compete, which is definitely a solution, but it's much harder to implement. I'm not sure I kind of want to do that. So instead, we might set up teams. And then everybody on the same team share the same goal. So in this case, if I had a team and we were required to hand in 3 pumpkin pies, then the whole team is required to hand in 3 pumpkin pies. Which means that if you just put yourself on the same team as somebody else, you can play this map in co-op. But if you want to compete, you would put yourself in different teams, and then your mob drops or your sacrifices are all, unique to your team. So the challenge is 3 times pumpkin pies, but it's 3 times pumpkin pie for each team. And if one team manages and one team doesn't, then the team that didn't gets punished, but the other team doesn't. So you would compete within the same map. And that means you also are competing for the same resources, which could be interesting. So that's one thing I want to do. Maybe not right away, because there's another thing I want to do as well. And that's related to this thing, this altar. And your failure to deliver has angered the gods. They now demand 5 strings. This is what I was talking about. So we went from 3 pumpkin pies to 5 strings. I like how your hair isn't showing on the stream. Yeah, this weird tech that's doing the sort of green screen effect is cutting off various parts of me. I can't do much about it until I've I need a couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna try to set up a green screen properly here. But there's a bunch of stuff happening that needs to happen first. So one of the things that I was saying from the beginning is I want this map, this challenge, to work in any map, any seed. But it doesn't, because this altar is here, and it needs to be at these exact coordinates. So if you look in the setup function here, we're just spawning a whole bunch of stuff at exactly these coordinates, and that has to be within the spawn chunks. And then if we check sacrifice, yeah. So here we have like x equals minus 100 89, y equals 90, and z equals 262. These are the exact coordinates where I'm standing right now. So if we look here, we have exactly those coordinates. So all of that's hard-coded, which is not really meshing well with the desire to have this work in any seed, is it? So I think the first thing I want to do is I want to sort of package this up. And the idea is we make it so that these functions, all of the functions for the map. Why do you not use a command highlighter? Because it doesn't work properly with the inverse color scheme I have, and I haven't had any time for anything the last few weeks. So I haven't had any time to look into fixing it. Switched it off. Anyway, first order of business is to make sure these functions that are the map, challenge, whatever, can be dropped into a map, and you then run /function. It's called praise, which you should rename it, but we can do that later. Setup. And if I do this now, it will run the commands, it will reset the world, reset the state of everything. Actually, reload, because I changed it. Alright, and you see that you get the first demand. And possibly, we even want to have a lobby of sorts. The gods demand a bone. Actually, yeah, I'm kind of behind on this one. That's not good. Not good at all, actually. I did some work on this on... Did I push that GitHub, maybe? I did some work on it on Friday, including actually fixing all the plural stuff that we've been discussing a couple of times here. I'm gonna have to check if I actually... That would have been very good of me. Did I manage to get this image to you? On Discord, probably. I know there are a bunch of people who have sent me designs for altars. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up coding those into commands and randomizing one at the start of the game. 3 commits. Yeah, I did. Okay. Hold on a second then. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the latest version of this map, and then we're going to switch to that one. I'm just gonna have to clone my own repository here. I started using GitHub for these maps just to sort of keep track of everything, and that was apparently a good decision because now I have it. So yeah, if you feel like you want to build an altar, because I'm well aware that this is just a temp little thing and not good looking, then go ahead, send me like a screenshot of it. We'll talk about what I think about it and eventually hopefully include it. Alright. Sacrifice. I am going to need to back out of this. Save and quit. And how do I do this? Go here, save, sacrifice, do that, clone this repository, hold on 1 minute. I did not expect to be doing this on stream. Actually gonna do this. Discord DMs. I sent you some stuff you might want to look at regarding this map. Where are all my things? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that too. Like I said, I've been super busy. We've had a bunch of YouTubers and streamers over this week for something it's called the Creator Summit. So I've spent the last 3 days just talking to people about Minecraft and about how the community feels and how they feel about what we're doing, and getting feedback and getting inspiration from them and all kinds of things. It's been great, but it's obviously taken up a lot of my time, so I'm like behind on everything. That's why there isn't a Forever Stranded episode this week yet, which I'm still hoping I'll have time to edit at some point magically. I don't know how it might not happen. It might have to spill over to next week. Alright, so that should do it. That's now called Sacrifice Old, because this is the sacrifice that we should be doing. Alright. Something times pumpkin pie. Okay, that's not right. Reload. Function praise setup. Let's see if that should mean sunrise, yes. And this should be the balanced one now. So game mode survival. Now we have all the hearts. The gods demand 4 bones. Alright. So yeah, people have sent me stuff. Anybody who's like waiting for my answer for something, I'm sorry. I have been super busy. I haven't even kept up with my own upload schedule, so everything else sort of gets pushed to the back of that. Alright, so this one, now we reload all of our files in our editor. Thank you very much for the follows, by the way. I've become super poor at reading those out lately. I do appreciate them, though. 673, if I count that right. So if we look at the new goal now, we're still doing 1.5, but we are adding 4 each time. So it's not that big of a difference. Anyway, the end idea is I want to get to now is you go into your brand new world. You find some good place where you think here's where the altar should be. So you just stand on somewhere. You just go here, like. Here's a good place. And then you go /function praise setup. And when you do that, the altar pops up here, right where you're standing. That becomes the new sacrifice position, becomes the new world spawn, and all of the things are installed there. So that's the kind of goal. But that means rewriting a bunch of these functions. So let's go into setup first. All of these, like summon area effect clouds at -200, 1, 200, those are all going to need to be in a certain location. And that location is going to have to be depending on where we are running this function. So basically, we should be summoning the main armor stand right at the sacrifice position. So let's do this. Good. Now we're killing all the targets. I guess we could just search and replace here. So we also want set world spawn, right? So we should summon the main armor stand. Whatever, marker. You can run, okay. We can actually just run set world spawn like that. And I hope that it can be run within the context of the function. This should be okay. We move the world spawn there, and then all of these marker clouds, we can search and replace this -200, 1, 200, and replace that with just wherever we are, but at the bottom of the world. And now I'm gonna have to redo the bones and stuff to 2. So 2, anything in this mark T2, and then T2, 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 and I'm talking 2. You see, there's a bunch of these now have like other tags, like leaf plural and same plural and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff here just to make sure that the grammar is correct on the thing that gets printed when you get the God's message at the start. It's a little bit of a mess, and that's why I didn't do it on stream. I guess we might as well call a string a tier 2 one as well. Alright. I think what we're gonna do here is also effect at a what do you need? What's an instant health? So now I have four hearts missing. Instant health on 1. Give me nothing. What? What? Because this thing is... Okay, hold on. We reopen this. I'm full health. Nice! That was an interesting bug. 3 hearts... Oh, come on. There. I need to stop healing. There. So, if I give myself instant health... It's 2 hearts. So, yeah, whatever. Seconds amplifier. So I have this the wrong way around. I'm a bit late. What are you trying to do during the stream? I'm trying to get the whole altar and the place of sacrifice to be movable and to be placed where you start the challenge, so to speak. Is the amount of items you need to deliver totally random, or does it depend on the difficulty days since the world's creation? So the tier you see of the target items here basically divides the amount of items that you need, and the amount of items that you need keeps rising, but there's a max, there's a cap. So essentially it's a random pick of which item you need to deliver, and how many of that items you need to deliver depends on 2 things. 1, the difficulty of that item, and 2, the difficulty of your current time. So the second day is essentially 1.5 times the previous day plus 4 in difficulty. Currently, as the balance currently is. Alright, we're also going to do effect at a saturation 110. So we basically reset the player state as well. Now we're summoning all of these things at the right location. So I think that's good, but we're not checking for them at the right location. And the question is, like here we have 2 steps up. You kind of always need to be 2 steps up then. So if I went here and ran the function, then actually the sacrifice position should be 2 steps up. If I'm running that altar. But I'm not sure how other people's altars look. Or we could just say the sacrifice point is always 2 blocks up. Will there be an option to change the difficulty, like easy, normal, hard, or normal? That's an interesting one. So, it all depends. It all really depends on how complex we want to make the sort of setup for this map. I'm trying to keep it less complex, but it's sort of yeah, it's a little bit tempting to add a bunch of functionality like that, especially if we were gonna have team setups. So it would be nice to be able to, in that case, to run team setups first and then start the game once you're ready, and that requires a whole bunch of logic. Very much logic, actually. The challenge is already hardcore, so changing the difficulty will be cheating. No, not the difficulty like that. The difficulty of the challenge. That's not the difficulty of the game. So what he's saying is you should be able to have more or less angry gods. Alright, so in the sacrifice, these coordinates are now all a problem. And we're executing off of that. This is all the same command. All of these are exactly the same command, right? Yeah. So what I need to do, I think, is we need to do a search and replace on all of these. With almost all of this junk, if we can get rid of the NBT up to here. You're not going to see all of this, I guess, because my screen recorder doesn't capture the replace window, but you'll see the effect. So basically what I want is another execute in there of the entity that has the main tag. So we end up in the right location, and that's supposed to be exactly where you have to like dump the items. And then we remove all of the X, Y, and Z checks and just keep the radius. So if I manage to do that right, it should look like this. Except I can't spell, and it's not called execute. There. So we execute for the current thing, which is an apple, and then if that's the case, then we have an execute off of a main marker in the altar, and then we do a scoreboard player's tag for @e type equals item arc equals 2, which is now based around that point. And we add accepted if it has a matching NBT tag, which is the apple tag, and it's on the ground. Fairly complex, but at least now that moves it around. All of this is okay. These particles need to move. I guess. We're tag accepted. We're already selecting a tag here for something accepted. These particles currently pop up. So if you look in game, if I manage to move about here, so if we look in game here, they end up in the middle here, but they might as well just end up where the item lands. You should use a fixed UUID for the main, so you don't need to use the @e so much. It's honestly not a big deal. I would rather not risk having a fixed UUID and then for some reason getting that duplicated and the game breaks horribly. Performance of @e with a tag is not going to be terrible. Not in like a situation like this. So I think what I'm gonna do is just simplify this whole thing a little bit. I need to switch you guys back in here. I'm basically just gonna replace all of these. Actually, whoa! What did I do now? Scroll here. Okay, 89.8. Okay. Where's the? I had a little there. So it's at 90. So it's like 0.2 underground. I guess we'll move it 0.2 underground then. So this is gonna simply be wherever that thing is. 0.2 minus there. Hello, creeper. I haven't. That's not 0.2. That's 2. That's a different thing. Different thing, lame. There we go. Or I might wrap that off of main. Should we wrap that off of main? We probably should. Don't be lazy. Do it the proper way. What will happen if you, for example, deliver 3 bones when 4 was requested? It will take the 3 bones and we will count them, and you'll still be required to deliver 1 more. So that kind of stuff is really important. Because otherwise your map is just going to feel completely broken and unfair when you accidentally throw down too many things. So we have 4 bones here. So give bone 3. So I give myself 3 bones. It says I need 4 bones. Throw them down, and it eats them up, and I now need 1 bone. So I'm not done. Gods are not happy. And if I don't deliver that final 1 bone, the punishment is just as severe. It's you failed. You either fail or you don't fail. And failing carries a punishment. Why are you stealing grass? Alright. All of the things here. None of these appear to be position based. So that's good. Like, did you waste the 3 bones after the day? Yeah, you did. If you don't complete it, then what happens if you with stacked items? Yes, I just threw a stack of 3 bones onto here, and it took them as 3. And if I do this, let's give slow slam bone. Give me a boner. 464. So I now need to sacrifice 1 bone. And I have 64. And if I throw this entire stack here, of course I please the gods, but the rest are still here, and I picked them up, and there are 63 of them now. So it does count them. That's essentially what, if you take a look on the text, that's what all of these are. Like, all of these counts. I think there's just like 1 to 64 out of them here. That's a count thing. That's to count how many there are in a stack. And then all of these things that are scrolling by now that count from 1 to 63 here are to give you back the correct amount if there were too many. Hashtag variables in Minecraft. Yeah, that would have been nice in this case. It's not even variables. It's about being able to read stuff into scoreboards. Scoreboards are kind of variables. Scoreboards would have been fine, but I can't read into it and I can't write out of it. So I have one line per each possible value instead. Scoreboard players read, please. Yep. I know, right? So the sacrifice function is okay. The setup function is decent but not great. The failure function shouldn't have anything to do with location. The new goal should really not have anything to do with location either. I feel like I adjusted the difficulty more, by the way, on Friday. I might have forgotten to check that in. Could also take use of the new execute store, I guess, to read stuff. Execute store is it doesn't add anything new to the game. It's essentially a replacement for stats. It's just a much easier way to use stats. So this is... There's no way to test for the number of items in a stack. Execute store could count the number of stacks and get that number into a scoreboard. But you could do that with a stats command and a test for already. So there's nothing new being added by execute store. It's just a way better way of saying the same thing, because you won't get your mind all like boiled from trying to use it because it's so badly laid out. Stats is like the worst. Stats is super powerful, but just absolutely the worst in every way to use. MBT to scoreboards could be implemented to the execute store, yeah, but it won't be because it's not the same thing. Like, what you need is a scoreboard players read or write. I have a suggestion on my channel for that way long ago, before I started working with this stuff. So you know what my opinions are on it. There will be more discussions about it. None of this is position based. Neither, I assume, is display goal. Can you implement it in Pocket Edition? We don't even have scoreboards in Pocket Edition yet. This thing is position based. So execute at e tag equals main, wherever equals item, and get rid of these numbers. There we go. I know how execute store works. I was just suggesting something like /execute store result foobar then read. Yeah, but that doesn't really, like, that's not a... Okay, so what you're suggesting isn't execute store. That's a /read command. Yeah, just like Pinji just said, like, you're suggesting a read command, which is essentially what the suggestion already is. It's just you're suggesting it's now less powerful than what's already been suggested before, like my scoreboard players read and write, or get input, or whatever it was. But the gods demand 10 leather. Oh, yeah, I mean that's fair, I guess. Got a day to get 10 leather. This shouldn't be impossible. I'm quite sure I pulled down the rate of increase and up the flat rate, which means that it's... Hey, you did the plurals. Yeah, I did. It was a mess. That's why I didn't do it on stream. Nothing else here seems to be position based though, and this can go away. So what we need... We need something that builds an altar. Hi. Let's kill some cows. You gotta love English. Yeah. It's interesting because if you look at these in the setup now, they have all manner of tags. So there's an A or an N tag, just to get the indefinite article right. And then there is, let's see, there's a same plural for things that are like, that shouldn't get an S, and then there's like a unique plural for things that have a completely different name. So like leaf, for instance, needs to be leaves. So you have to have a different entity that's named leaves, and you have to pair them together somehow. So they have the same, like they have an item ID scoreboard, and there's operations to match them up when you need to display them. So the display goal thing, let's actually open that. become a little bit more complex. But there's also this now. There's a find the plural function that just exists to find the correct plural. There's like a bunch of scoreboard calculations in here, just for English. As long as it doesn't intend to make it translatable, that's virtually impossible. At this point. Yes, it would be the messiest thing. Not even going there. Not even getting close to that. Alright, so failure, that has no... So I think we're basically done with this. No more positions in here. So what we should be able to do then is we should be able to stand on this altar. Actually, we might want to center it on a block. We should probably center it on a block. Could use language files to store the plurals. Yeah, but you would still... You could have made all quests have at least count of 2. What? Yeah, but... I don't want to make the quests harder just because the indefinite article is a difficult thing in English. That's rubbish. I don't want to ruin the game because text is hard. I'll do the hard thing then. Alright, so centering on a block. Gotta love that kind of problem. This is the kind of thing that I often wish that we just had a simpler way of doing. So this thing needs to be centered. So instead of just summoning that, what we probably should be doing is summoning a leash knot, right? Right where we are. That will end up in the center. Entity data. Okay, I was too slow. Type equals, we'll just do not player. And then we'll summon another niche knot and check that out. So that has a position that is right in the center of the block in all dimensions. My stream is still dead? Just reload if your stream dies. There aren't any good ways to do that in the language files. Like because we're combining items and item names with things, there's no way to translate. Like it literally does not. It's impossible inside of Minecraft. Unless you want to write out each message, each possible message in the game. Where it's like, the gods now require 1 bone, the gods now require 2 bones, 3 bones, 4 bones, up to 15 bones for every item. So, and just no. Not happening. So, what we're doing now is summon leash knot where we are. Tags. All that. I don't even know. Setup. And then we're going to execute off of that. Tag equals setup. And we're summoning the main area effect cloud there. And then we're going to kill at E. Tag equals setup. That should do it. If the leash knot is visible, you should summon it up in the sky underground. It's visible. It's not going to exist more than 1 tick. So, depending on how this works out, it might be visible, it might not. Let's stand a little bit off center, like in this corner, and switch you back into the game so you see it properly. /function praise setup. Yeah, you do see it, but I'm not sure that's actually significant. Where's the sun? Praise the sun. They want 4 leather. Leather. Give me your leather, sir. Here, 4 of them. That still appears to work. The gods are pleased for now. Guess why most stuff is just developed in English? I would say, guess why most stuff is just developed in one language. English is not necessarily the best language for it. Actually, there's a number of problems with developing something in English first, and then trying to translate it. Like, one of the most common problems is the length of any given text is usually shorter in English than in most other languages. So translate something from English to German, for instance, you can double in length. So whatever screen space you had for your message, it's like way too small. Also reloaded, stream stuck in infinite loading. I mean, I don't know. Do I have transcoding now. So you try just... I guess it wouldn't help. Like, try lowering the quality if you get stuck in and you can't see the stream properly. There's things you can do. Alright, so that works. Now the only problem is we don't have anything to actually make an altar. So that's sad. So we're gonna have to make a function that makes an altar. And yes, I could use structure blocks for this. But the problem with doing that is that the structure blocks would then have to be dropped into a different folder. How to alter. So that would just complicate the whole install procedure. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, Alright, I know what we can do. I know what we do. In here, we're going to do function praise alter. Lolter lol. Okay. I am I am tired this week, and me being tired, one of the prime ways that I can notice that I'm tired, because I don't get affected by sleep deprivation that much. If I get a lot sleep deprived, then I get cold. That's one way. But before that, what happens is I start typing poorly. That has happened. Build an alter. And that gets saved as alter.mc function. That sucks if you can't see the stream. You said the game would pick a random altar design. Wouldn't it be a good idea to let the player choose which altar they want? Yes, but that's more complex. So the more you let the player choose, the more you have to have a certain, you know, a lobby or a structure or way for players to choose. So either we do this with a big text menu in chat. So when you start the game, you'd get a big menu and you'd have to select all the things. For me, typing poorly is often a result of being cold. Okay. No, it's unrelated for me. I'm not anywhere near cold now because the studio gets warm as heck. Like, I actually put in a thermometer in here just to keep track. It's currently 27 about Celsius, which is nuts, but that's how it is. So let's just make one that builds this altar. And I think what I'm gonna do, so let's see. This now runs. Actually, let's go back to the setup function. And let's make sure that this function runs on the main armor stand. Not armor stand. The main marker cloud. Execute @e tag equals main. And then run this function. And what that's going to do is it's going to let us assume the positioning inside of this alter function. So here we can do summon area effect cloud right here. Tags alter. Let's call it A1. And that's really all we should need. We can put a duration 1 on it. We're gonna get rid of all of these. Yeah. When mobile entered audio only, that works. Wow, that's some deep problems you're having there. I don't think I can affect it anyway, but I'm sorry that you can't see the stream properly. Does suck. Alright, so basically what we're gonna do here is now we're just gonna have one, but we're gonna do scoreboard players tag at R type equals area effect cloud, tag equals alter. That's gonna pick one, add selected. And then we're gonna do kill at E, well, essentially this whole thing. Tag, oh dang, can't do that. Of course not. What do we do? You can do the opposite way. We'll do K alter for kill, and then instead of adding selected here, we're just gonna remove K alter. Do I have the right view up? Yes, I do. And then we're gonna kill anything that has the tag K alter. So we'll randomly pick one of them, get rid of the K alter, and then we'll nuke the rest. And the one that's remaining will still have the alter tags, and we can still work on it. So this is randomly pick one. And then essentially what we can do here is function praise alter 1 if at E tag equals A1. Should we all start working on commands to install our alters? I don't think so. I mean, I essentially haven't accepted any alter for it. I think we should work on how they look first, and then you can either I'll accept functions later, or I'll just do it myself, or I'll make a script that does it for me, which is more likely. Most likely, I'll just make a tiny little program that converts a thing here into a function, because it's easy enough. So basically, the center of this thing is here. We are currently standing here. That's the current situation. So probably, actually, it's kind of looking like this, right? This is too high, yeah. So we're standing here, and we wanna make this structure. So I need to start by making that file, and alter 1 ugly. That's what it is. alter1.mc function, and basically we're going to do a fill of -1 where we are -1 to +1, +1, +1 of bedrock. Actually, let's do this. Fill -2, where we are -2, 2, where we are 2 of, what the heck is the ID of these? Red _ nether _ brick. And then we'll fill that. That will fill in the center of these. So at this point it's looking like this. We're still anchored down there. Now we want to do another fill of these. That is, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up compared to this one. And then essentially I'm going to fill air in the middle of this thing. Air. Arr. That should give us the lower ring, the upper ring, and the bedrock section. And then we can do a set block for this, because why not? It's just 8 up. See lantern, right? And then what we need is the fills for these columns. These are bone blocks on axis Y. So set block, bone block axis equals Y. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that goes, let's see, fill -2, up 1, -2. Why do you not just use a structure file? Because I've explained that before. Essentially, that would make it more difficult to install this thing, which I don't want. I want it all to be just a single folder that you can drop into your world. It becomes a function folder for your world. So you just drop it in there. Structure folders are a different subfolder, which is a problem right now. Like in 1.13, this could all be a data pack, I think he called it. Sorry, Nathan. I've forgotten what your name was. I think he called it data packs, which is essentially a resource pack for the server side. So you just install it and then run a function and it will just work. But we don't have those in this version, so we need to do something else similar, and I want it to be, you know, easy enough to install this in any world so that it doesn't become a map that is only played on the same map always, and then, you know, people start learning where this one diamond block is, and, you know, that kind of stuff I want to avoid. Should be a random seed challenge. Bone _ block axis equals Y. We need 4 of these. They need to be this and this. This minus this and this, I think. And then we have one more thing remaining, and that is a teleport of @e tag equals main 2 blocks up, because we have now built an altar where we were standing. And actually, equals whatever. Actually, 2, 3, 4 should be sufficient. I don't want to leave you standing like in the center of it, and it's just you just get suffocated. All right, so /reload. Let's pull up the view in here. And /function setup. Ta-da! Look, something that worked first try. The gods demand 2 gunpowders. 2 gunpowders? Or is that 2 gunpowder? Gunpowder is a thing, weird thing, right? Because it's a powder. It's a bunch of gunpowder. A piece of gun. It's not a piece of a powder. What's 1 unit of powder? 1 grain of gunpowder. 2 gunpowder. 2 gunpowders. I don't even know. 2 gunpowder doesn't make sense either. I think I'll leave it as it is. I think the plural of powder is just powder, not in general. Like 2 powders is definitely a thing, but it means to pile would be, yeah. But I mean, now we're talking. Now it's weird. We'll just leave it. 2 gunpowders, whatever. Alright, so now we have that. Pretty happy with that, actually. That means that we can do a random alter, and all we need is a file that places it, and now we have the whole thing movable between worlds. So what I'm going to do now is actually put myself to the test, which means I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to check this stuff into my repository here so I don't lose it. This is movable alter. And then we're gonna create a new world. And we're gonna put sacrifice in there. Sacrifice 2. So we're gonna have to put it in creative. If I'd ask someone to give me that, I'd just say 2 gunpowder. Yeah, I mean, I probably would too, but I'm not so sure it's correct. 2 fishes or fish? It depends on where you're from. It's different for different languages. That is... Dang, that's rough. Why are you killing horses, Minecraft? Fishes is a thing depending on if you're talking British or American English, if I understand things correctly. It's definitely a thing. It just might be not be a thing for you. So let's go for a flyabout here. So first of all, I need to copy. Copy these things. So we're gonna go sacrifice. So data functions. We copy that into sacrifice 2 data. What? Okay, that didn't work. Hold on. Give me a second. Functions. Please to be copy. Sacrifice 2. The long-awaited sequel. What are you doing? Why is this not working? What the heck? Data. It did work, it just didn't show up. Weird. Slash reload. Maybe we just put it out here. This is a thing. Here it goes. Right here. And we do slash function setup. Actually, you should just make the setup function put you in survival mode. Fishes is definitely a thing. Generally, the plural of fish is fish, but the plural of species of fish is fishes. So you could say there are lots of fishes in the ocean, which means there are a lot of types of fish in the ocean. Huh. Why are we... Oh, dang. Okay, yeah, there's one big mistake we've done here. Our setup function needs to add all the scoreboards. So we're not quite there yet. So, scoreboard objectives list. We need all of these things. Oh, and we need to build the constant table too. Okay, a little bit of work left to do then. Alright, so we need to go setup. Actually, we might just start breaking this apart into different functions, because this setup function is getting big. I think I'm going to take all of these, all of the target things, including those 2 kills, and we're going to break these into our own functions. So function praise, set up targets, set up target values, set up targets, the MC function. It's a good thing to do, by the way. Just if your stuff is getting big, just split it apart. There's no real penalty for running more functions. So now that we have that, we can easily add like other stuff in here without it becoming like super bloated. So we can do another one, probably like first, because this is doing that. Okay, function praise, set up score objectives, let's say, or scoreboards, and then we can take these and move them in there too. Set up scoreboard objectives, old values, and set up constants. These are the things that we're going to need here, and it's going to be set up scoreboards.mc function. Lots of fishes equals lots of fish species. Lots of fish equals general. Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have figured out how fish work. I now need to, I guess, figure out... Let's see, this is my alter function, this is my setup scoreboards. Getting a lot of files here, just need to organize a little bit. Set up targets. So I have a couple of fish here. And they're currently clown fishes, which is then wrong. So instead this is supposed to be they're the same plural, which means we can get rid of these things. And the same with pufferfish. Same plural. Yay! Sacrifice now has correct grammar for fish. Assuming you guys didn't fool me. Alright. That's highly valuable. Now we're going to copy all the scoreboards. So, scoreboard, objectives, add, const, dummy, constant table, scoreboard, objectives, add, plural, dummy. That should have something. It's a calculation scoreboard for plural values down when we're displaying. I don't even know how to describe it. Temporary plural calculations. Does that make any sense in any context at all? What's a temporary plural calculation? Whatever. Time. Dummy, time of day. That's we stats the time of day into that scoreboard, into that objective. That's calc, dummy, calculation scoreboard, scoreboard objectives, add, info, dummy, info. Scoreboard objectives, add, failures, dummy, number of failures. In the setup function, you typed praise again. Priase. Okay. Thank you very much. I would not have caught that, and I would have been very confused. Very confused. Good eyes. Good eyes. Praise Santa. No, no, no. Priase Santa. Item ID. This is what ties... Do I have... yeah, item ID matchup table. So this is what matches one item with its own plural form in case there is a special one. So it's what makes leaf connect to leaves. Target. Dummy target values. Scoreboard objectives add. Stats. Stats. I don't know what that is, but it's probably something important. Oh, it's the one that shows on death. Deaths. Death count. Deaths. Count. Priya Satna. Yep, that's the one. Now we're getting somewhere. Approximately my level of tired typing at the moment. Sacrifice. So dummy scoreboard called current sacrifice. Scoreboard objectives, and then very few of these display names actually matter, by the way. It's just like a comment to get me to remember what it is when I come back in 4 months and go to update this map or whatever. And it's like, why do I have something called plural? What does it do again? And then I read like, oh, it's a temporary plural calculations scoreboard. And I'll be just as confused. Dummy in here, current sacrifice item. So, I guess this should be count, just to be sure. Objective add, and then there was one more day, dummy day counter. Okay, and then we need to set up the constant table. Scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar const, please. Alright. So scoreboard players set 1 const 1. Why do I have a constant that is 1? When would I ever need 1 as a constant? That must have been a brain fart. 2 as well. I'm pretty sure I don't use that anymore. Well, we're gonna do 10. So 10, 15, and 20. This might break something horribly, but I don't want to bloat this table. You used it in a scoreboard operation. Yeah, but I think that was the old one, wasn't it? It was a new goal. It was here before. When I was stupidly doing this as a scoreboard operation. But it doesn't have to be, it's just an ad. So now it's a scoreboard player's ad instead. Yes, I'll be more accurately confused. That's very good, I like it. And someone saying, why didn't you use add or subtract instead? And you never changed it, except I did. I just didn't do it on stream. So it's actually, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what happened. But I then went and changed it. I'm not even sure I used 20 anywhere. So I think this is the only thing I used the constant table for. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. And then we need to try this again. So we're gonna do even more checking of stuff in. Scoreboard setup. Push that up. Off-screen shenanigans. Yeah. There were 2 things I wanted. Go through all your 100 files and do strings. strg plus f? I don't know what strg would be short for. I did 2 things. I fixed the plurals, and I balanced it a little bit. And the plurals were just because it's numbingly boring to do and I didn't want to do it on stream. And the balancing was simply because I wanted to playtest. So, and it was good because I liked the results of the playtest. I actually really... So, STRG is German for control. STR, so what's the word? What's the abbreviation for? Alright, so we're copying, not sacrifice 2. Sacrifice data functions. We're gonna copy. That doesn't work. Why doesn't it not work? Okay, never mind. Steuerung. Okay. Cool. That does make some sort of sense, even though like even the Swedish keywords don't have it translated, but German's kind of German, I guess. Sacrifice 3. Yay! In creative mode. Looks like steering. Yeah, I'm assuming that that's precisely what it actually is. It's defined the function anyway. We've gotten that part right. So where are all my windows? There. We're gonna copy these into sacrifice 3. We're going to so many windows everywhere now I can't even see the stream anymore. That's pretty bad. Okay, let's move into the games. I apparently switched to an US keyboard layout there somehow. Reload. Function. Okay, I should not do that there. You should do it. Maybe we'll do a desert one this time. This little desert hill here looks good. So right here is our altar location. That's good. And actually, let me stand it a little bit off center while we'll do this. So function, praise, setup. Ta-da! Sun is rising on our first day. And I still haven't added, so it puts me in survival mode. I should do that. The gods demand, please, something. Scoreboard objectives list. Okay. We appear to have gotten all of them. Okay. Alright, something is still missing. What's missing in... We're missing our loop function, of course. We never installed the game loop. So, slash game rule. Who was that? The King Shark. Nice name. Thank you for the follow, and thank you everybody else who have missed, because I've missed tons of people here. Game rule, game loop function, praise loop. Loopu. This is going to spam the heck out of my chat. Yes, it does. So game rule, command block output false. We need those two things. Alright, cool. But with those two, it should be okay then. So if we go back into setup, the first thing we're going to do is game rule command block output false. And the last thing we're going to do is game rule game loop function praise :loop. I want the entire, like, it doesn't really matter, but I just for clarity's sake, I want this off first, because otherwise you could spam the chat when stuff gets set up. And I want this last because it just signifies that. What? Why have this? Please move to the right thing. Right. There. Let's do that again. We have game rule, command block output false at the top, and game loop function at the bottom. Basically, the first thing we do is turn off all of the output. The last thing we do is like kick the game off, start the logic. And now, while we're here, we have these facts. We're gonna do game mode survival at A. Like, that means you can't have somebody in spectator mode for this, but that's not too bad, is it? Leaving all the teams and stuff. Yeah. We'll figure out the team thing later. I want to see if I can get this part working first. Honestly, today's stream might also be a little bit shorter because I have so many things I haven't had time for today or this week. So I have like 3 videos I need to complete in... I guess I need to complete 1 today, preferably, and 2 tomorrow, which is like impossible. Virtually impossible, because I don't have the time for that. Alright, so save and quit. I'm gonna do another commit to my repository. So if you are not a coder, which I understand that many people aren't, even the people who are working with command setup, look into source control. It's really awesome as a tool. You might not have heard about it if you're not a programmer. Basically what it does is it allows you to save the history of how you edit your files. And it's hugely beneficial because you don't lose stuff. If you mess something up in your function files, then you've lost all of the stuff that you had there before, right? If you just accidentally delete a function file, it's gone. But if you have it in source control, you have all the previous revisions, and you can back out whatever you did wrong. Very, 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 very useful. Game rule and player game mode setup. Now we're gonna make yet another version of this thing. So we're gonna go in here, and we're now up to sacrifice 4. And this franchise is starting to feel a little bit old, and you know, games are kind of the same. But we're gonna play it anyway because we love sacrifice, right? I'm a programmer but never used source control. Seen it though. Then I'm assuming that you're not a professional programmer. Because like every single place will require that you know source control. So yeah, look into it. It's definitely worth it. Just for yourself, it's worth it, but it's especially worth it if you're actually working with programming. And like, as a test, I started putting entrapment onto GitHub just to use the source control, and it's just the best thing ever because the releases just become like a tag, and it's just great. Now I have windows in the way of everything again. Let me take those away and go back into the game, /reload. Find ourselves a nice little altar location. There's too much junk in the way here. We're gonna switch to this. Ah, this looks like a nice location. It's a little... Maybe over here. This little... There's a mini hill here. Alright, so stand, do this block here. /function praise setup. Ta-da! We get the crown of horrors too. And it didn't really spam the chat, it just said it executed. The gods demand the 2 gunpowders! Woohoo! That looks pretty good too. Even though there were blocks in the way, it kind of cut it in correctly. So that's great. And now we're essentially playing Sacrifice on this brand new world. Which is awesome. Let's play some Sacrifice. I can't remember exactly what I had, the values I had. I think I increased the 4 even more, so we add more than 4, but I also decreased the rate increase. So I think it was like 1.2 maybe or something. But I honestly don't remember. Hey Sino, working on Sacrifice is what's happening. And basically, I've just made it completely... well, like a drop-in install. So you just drop in the files into your world folder, and you run one command, and then it starts the game where you're standing. So I really like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is, once we have this, I'm gonna be... I still need those balancing things I did, and I did them on my work computer, so I don't have that here. Which is a little bit of an issue, so I can't release this as a good beta right now. So basically what I want to do is, I'm gonna probably tomorrow, or maybe on Friday, I am going to merge that in, and then I'm going to release a first like beta version, so people can try it out. And it's gonna be, you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but I'm gonna be wanting feedback, both on like the install procedure and everything. The team thing can come later, I guess. Like the team thing is not like core to. Basically, it's fine if we don't have teams and do a first version even. Huh? Die already. More. I also never heard of source control, by the way. Well, it's a very useful thing to get into as a programmer. And even I would argue as a non-programmer, even though it's less useful that way. So the current goal is 2 gunpowders. We'll try. We can try this one out, see how bad it gets. Because I think what happened was it too quickly became too difficult. Like it's after like the first 3 nights or something, it scaled ridiculously quickly. So I think that's the problem I had. But we can try this out and see how far we get. Like, we're required to hand in gunpowder, so it's not really much we can do right now, other than prep, and then go underground and get stuff. Alright, well, whatever. Might as well use a quicker swing than if that's the way it's going to be. Now we have 10 leather, if we were ever required to hand in 10 leather. I thought that would be a crit. Die. Alright, we'll just... Huh. Alright. Let's kill the chickens, and... Huh. This compass is supposed to point towards the world spawn, which is there. Unless it isn't the world spawn. It might not be. There must be an error in that. Which would be a big problem, because that would unload all the things when I leave the area. It's actually a really big problem. So let's relog and see if that's the problem, if it's just not updated, which is also a problem, and then in that case it's a problem I can't solve. No. It's a problem. It's a problem with the setup functions, probably. Maybe you need to do set world spawn XYZ and not just set world spawn. Yeah, that might definitely be the case. It should work, but it might be specially coded to just work when there's a player running the command or something. We'll do that. Come on, die. So, I kind of don't want to restart this run now. I kind of want to see how it works, but also can't really test that. I guess I can make a new function with only the set world spawn command in it. Okay, let's hold on a second here. We'll waste a little bit of time, that's fine. Woo! I apparently had my focus on the game, so... Alright, set up... Set world spawn. Set world spawn. That looks like it's correctly spelled to me. We'll just... do that. Alright, this is what I did. I did it without the slash. Alright, now, if we step away a little bit here... Now the compass points the right way. That's actually fairly important, because I don't want you to lose the game because you got lost and you lost where the portal is. Or the altar. That would suck. Alright. That's, oh, look. Coal. She'll have some of that. And then, go down underground somewhere. How high is the refresh rate of the title command? Because if it's high, infos like you can only sleep at night would get removed instantly. Yeah, they would. We might still have the bed problem, by the way. I don't know if I ever... There might be some problems with what happens if you sleep. Because it would skip. Yeah, it would, I think. I never solved that. There's still a thing to solve. Oh, hi. Could you not bother me for a second here? Because I need to smelt up some food. Using some tools. Oh, hi. I actually do need you, but I don't want you to blow this up. If you could avoid that, please. Oh, crap. Oh, it worked. Another one? That's gonna suck. Haha! 2 gunpowder! Where do I recognize 2 gunpowder? Where have I ever heard the concept of 2 gunpowder before? Oh, hello. I didn't even need you anymore. Oh no, that's my... okay. Well. Alright. I didn't like that cave anyway. Okay, it didn't blow that bad. Compass pointing the right way, yep. Nom 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 nom. Alright, that gives us a whole day to just advance and get iron armor and stuff. That's pretty good. That's the joke, yes. Bring to the ugly altar. It's okay if I call my altar ugly, okay? You don't have to. The gods are pleased for now. Maybe we should just slaughter like every single pig in existence here. Or maybe it's overkill because sun's setting, probably want to be underground. Alright. So let's try that again without blowing up all our stuff. Need to make... Oh, we're kind of low on wood, actually. Oh, I blew up my crafting bench too. Then we're even more low on wood. Alright, and we need to make another furnace, because that blew up. And I want to make these now. And that's of course the end of that. Because why wouldn't it be? Just gonna do that. Alright. I guess, where are we? Level 63. I guess we shall dig. Oh. Okay. What have we got here? Coal is good. I don't need more of that anyway, but really nice to find a way down too. So I can get back up because I have all the stuff here, but I guess we can have no armor. Ooh, okay. Nice little drop there. Oh, hi. Oh, there were two of you. What? You were like completely uninterested in come here. Ow. Okay, that's gonna get dangerous. Whoa! Ooh, nice. Hello. You wanna come here? Just take another step. What the? I guess the creeper bomber just fell. Alright, I think your helmet is also ugly. Aren't you guys nice today? Look, so pretty. Even has a feather. Or an arrow. Very nice. So fashionable. Alright, that's probably good enough. We'll do that. Don't worry, I retextured it. Yep. That's also a problem, by the way, because now you're gonna have to install a resource pack. Which is also a separate thing if you want to play. I can have it as optional for the... I don't think this arrow in your head is very healthy. Meh. You seem to be doing okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know how to construct a shield anymore, because, you know, but apparently, I don't think the arrow's a problem. Alright, we're low on coal. Alright, probably just go down and mine all of this coal here. And then we'll have coal for days. Chain helmet looks fine, you don't need a resource pack. I would have liked the resource pack. I wouldn't mind having like some of the, because it looked really good, one of the retextures I saw. I don't know if it was, yeah, it was probably Williams. Yeah. is nice. And the thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get this on Realms, which would mean that it is a one map. Like, one instance of sacrifice is going to be on Realms. Like, not the challenge, it's just going to be one. Unless we try to do some form of randomizer within the same world or something. But I doubt that I can get support for making like a random seed that would... I don't know if that was in-game or in the music, but I thought I heard a creeper like landing sound. Okay, that's okay, good. Let's go up. Yeah, I don't think the guys for the Realms have time to indulge me with making a random world and then put stuff into it kind of system. So it will probably be one map, and then that one map can be more polished with a resource pack and whatever. Yeah, there's a little tingly percussion instrument in this song that sounds exactly like XP orbs too. Alright, put this in again. Probably 13. Yeah, let's make a chest plate. And then save the 5 for a bucket or pickaxe, depending on what we find. Let's just go mine more coal while that thing is going. Plus, if you're gonna have voiceovers, you need a resource pack anyway. Good point. Good point. That was one thing I do want with this, if I can. Thing is, voiceovers by their nature are almost always like optional. But yeah, it would definitely not hurt to have that. You still need voice actors for that though. So I mean, that's a thing that is not happening yet. I'm going to run out of wood for torches. Let's see. How does this look? Ooh. It's quite the thing. Just kind of want this smelting to finish so I can take this and go. 6 more. Guess we wait it out. Could teleport the player to a random far-off location on the same map and it would work as a random seed was used. Yes, but you still have to... So, I was thinking about that before. The one thing you need to do, though, is you need to identify a good location for the altar. Which means... And also, like, if you're far away, the distribution of strongholds and stuff changes. Which is a little iffy. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely options. I just think, in terms of realms, the ease of access is more important than anything else. So basically, all I want is the map on realms. No! Maybe you can have voiceovers in different language. Yeah, I guess if there are people who want to record it. The thing is, I have a quite high bar for what I consider good, and I don't want voiceovers that I'm not satisfied with. So if I'm gonna have voiceovers in different languages, I'm gonna have to go through all of them and just make sure I'm happy with them. Probably edit all of them myself and stuff. Okay, that wasn't a fun little... See, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Jesus, a quartz block on day 2. You go. Actually, set up targets. Yeah, because a quartz block is tier 10. Tier 10. Well then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled it down to like 1.25 and plus 4 or 5 or something. You shouldn't end up with a 10 on day 2. I'm pretty sure I made sure that the first one was like 4 or something. And the second one would be... it would still be able to be 10. I need those numbers. I could try to replicate them now, but of course we'll try to do it. Maybe you should make the tier only go up by 0.5 each day. But then you're talking about day 10 for a course block. I'm fine with a course block being like day 3 or something. But apparently we're going to another, so we're gonna have to... this is gonna be a little bit of a rush. So now we essentially have maybe realistically 17 minutes or something to get to the nether and get a course block. Which is not at all like not doable, it's just like a little bit... Right? My pickaxe is about to break too. And I have no wood. Ah, dang. We're gonna make it an iron one, because iron is gonna be cheaper than wood. Wood is gonna be the problem. Jeez, what? Can I get you to blow up, please? Thank you. Oh, wow. Rocket zombie. If you use water and lava to build a portal, you don't need diamonds. You don't say. But I still need to get down and get lava. The most sure way of finding lava is down. It's just that this is a horror place. Don't want to deal with that witch right now. Alright, I don't want to deal with any of you right now. See ya. Alright. We're gonna dig. Hopefully find some iron here. Oh really? Come on. Oh, that's not cool. Ah, come on. Stream's still in the wrong view. Thank you very much. Ow. Cost me half a heart. To have the stream in the wrong view. Okay, could you guys like maybe stop spawning out of these blocks now? I mean, there's got to be a limit to how many... Thanks, silverfish. Okay. Okay, that made everything a lot harder. A lot harder. Oh boy, okay. For once, I appreciate these new stone types, because we know they aren't going to be silverfish. Alright. That wasted a couple of minutes. So now we're down to maybe 12 minutes or something out of reasonable to get a quartz block and then get back. Where am I? 19. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, we're gonna drop. Oh, okay, good. There was water right here. I was just realizing that I don't have water. This is good. Both the materials I need for a bucket and the water I need for the inside of the bucket were right here. Thank you very much. Getting back will be the hard part? Not really. I just dig right up. Here and bucket, and thank you very much. Let's grab this water. This is now very important water. Do I have lapis? Is that a thing you need to gather? I can't remember. It would be an interesting thing to have. Oh! I kind of do need to pick up iron still. I don't think I'm in that much of a hurry that I can't pick these iron pieces up. Hopefully the portal won't spawn on top of a big lava lake. Yeah, that would be disastrous. I don't have time to deal with a bad nether spawn. I do have time to deal with another spawn, but not a bad one. So actually let's do this. 2, 3. Place the water there. That's good. This is going to be all over the place, isn't it? Alright, let's do that. It's a little bit unnecessary, but that's fine. That. Where are we? Okay, yeah, that. And that. And that. I do have one piece of flint, yes I do. That, and that. And it's gonna flood it, but it doesn't matter. Timer. We're pretty good on time now, actually. Flint and steel. And the 7, so pants. Good. Get this. See if I can snag this water. Hello, please. Where's the source? There. Alright, so probably a stack of cobble on my bar. Don't need this at the moment. Don't need that. Oh, actually, that's fine. And I was looking for something else to have on my bar. What was that? Torches. Torches. That was it. In we go. Cool. Cool. Good, good. Ooh. World gen lag. Catch up sooner or later. Hello, Ghast. I don't like you. There's no reason to not get these two. That was 9, so that's fine. Good. Good excursion. Didn't mind that one too much. Timer is at probably have like 10 minutes left of this day actually. But that's fine. We're just gonna get up and get this done. We can worry about actually make it. But then we can worry about everything else later. I was a little bit lucky, but it wasn't actually too bad. I think what why I changed it was that I ended up getting something like the quartz block and then the quartz block again, so you could get exactly the same challenge 2 days in a row, because it turned to 10 and then it turned to like something like 15, but if 15 divided, you know, it still just turned into 1, is what I'm saying. Oh god. Dang, silverfish. Please do not silverfish me. Okay, I need this off. That's terrible though. I'm scared that every block's gonna be a silverfish block. Alright. Super dramatic climb to the surface. Actually do want that. Okay. Now we're almost level with that silverfish, which is a good sign. We're 43, we still have 20 blocks to go. Should be able to see this the break rate of the block change, but it's a little hard to tell with this kind of quick reaction on this. Go, go, go. Alright. This kind of stacking is efficient, but not very fun. Oh, we're high enough to hear a spider walking around. That's a good sign too. 63. We should really be almost at the top now. Assassin digs another 5 blocks. Okay. I hope the music isn't too loud, by the way. It sounds loud to me, but it always does. It is extreme hills, right? Because we're getting the silverfish. Yeah, so it could be really high. Okay, it's not that bad. Let's put this back on our offhand. Ooh, that's actually a lot lighter than I would like it to be. Oh, no, it's fine. Why is it so... Okay. This way. Okay. Where's, okay, that's fine. We have plenty of time. Whoa! Okay. There's our temple. Temple of the glorious gods. Who will certainly get their quartz block. Okay, here's our entrance first. Let's run for it! Arrows flying! No! Zombie there! Ouch! Breaking my knees. Who cares? Skeletons. Creepers. I don't care. My gods need me. Ow. It is a bit loud, but I guess it was just that track. Yeah, that track seemed loud, didn't it? Here. Take your dang quartz block. I'm gonna take the opportunity to try to kill this Enderman too, I think. If I can figure out a good... Okay, maybe not. This is the problem. There's so many mobs everywhere when you try to do something that you just end up fighting all the other things. If those two fight each other... That's good. You guys had fun. And all of the skeletons. Can I get eyes on you here? That works. Give me a pearl. Those were not pearls. Alright. Pascal case, camel case, underscore. Depends on what you're using it for, I would guess. Alright, we kind of need to sort of get back underground. There's not really much up here we need. And we were kind of out of iron. Yeah, entirely. Do I have unsmelted? I have 14 unsmelted on. But this guy... I don't even know where that is anymore. It's so... Ow! Why are you hurting me? Not nice. Ow! Shot in the back. Coward. And by that I mean the coward who shot me in the back, not me, who was simply bravely running away. Alright, maybe I should have gotten some more wood when I was up there, because that's a thing I don't have much of. Thought I saw a piece of iron ore here, but I guess I didn't. Very brave there, yeah. Here's iron. And you. And you. Nice. Now, you saw some iron here. Can I maybe get that, or there's more? There's more. Brave enough to face the squid of doom. I'm not quite sure about that. All right, let's eat and that and that. Oh, hi. That's an exit. Or, yeah. Huh. Weird. I feel like I've been going downwards and downwards and downwards, and that's an exit. Which is fine, because once it's daytime, we might have to rush out on the surface to get something on the surface. Rather than under here. Once we find out what the gods want this day. Alright. Alright. Many goodies. Good. Good, good. Bounce, bounce, bounce. This is a technique I pretty often use. You just run to the end of the corridor, light it all up, and then go back and take everything, take all the resources on the way back. And the reason is then you don't get to deal with all the mobs that spawn in front of you, because you've lit all of it up. It's very useful. Okay. And some here. Even before they ask you for 3 diamonds. Yeah, then we're glad we got all this iron, because we're gonna have to strip mine if they do that. I don't know how quickly this scales, like in terms of difficulty of the item site. We got a level 10 thing, so that means we could definitely get a level 15 thing, maybe a level 20. Which is like a slime ball or cobweb or ender pearl or emerald. Emerald would be fine. Okay, we need to get going to the surface to get more wood, if nothing else. Pumpkin pies. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Where's my... This is the exit. And I had my furnace here. Alright, we're done. There's an enderman here I would like to kill, but pumpkin pie takes priority. What the heck's in a pumpkin pie? Pumpkin, obviously, so we're gonna have to find pumpkin, but what's more? Useful technique for placing torches, always place them on the left. Yeah, I do that when I'm in some form of structure that actually requires thought. I don't expect to go back in you know, a normal dungeon or cave, I guess. I do it in nether fortresses and strongholds and stuff. But you're right, that's a useful technique. Somebody tell me what's in a pumpkin pie, please. It's like pumpkin sugar or something? Well, I desperately rush looking for pumpkins. Could be a problem, this one. Pumpkin sugar egg. Maybe you shouldn't have killed all those chickens then. Might actually be a problem just get back after getting this stuff. Sugar, by the way. Didn't I see sugar along the shoreline there somewhere? Apparently you can't type anymore. No, you're having my problem there. I'm glad I'm just killing things and trying to please gods here, because I don't type. Akent wasn't even intentional. Nice. Alright, I need to get wood. There's not... I cannot do this without wood, so I can't like super focus on just pumpkins. Can't forget about getting this. Alright, come on. Up. We'll grab this too. Rejoin Sliced Lame on his search for Oomkins. Yeah. So a little bit worried about this kind of random factor that you end up having to rush for it, but it's also okay. Kind of feel like as long as you're not competing, then it's fine. And if you're competing, then you should by definition have the same one. And I think with a little... Intentional is correct. It's spelled correctly, but it's the correct grammar form there. It wasn't even intentional. If we do the team thing, probably not today, but maybe next time, then you would be competing on the same map. But you would, probably rush 2 different directions. It's also fine if you lose, like, if you miss one, because you can find pumpkins. Like, one thing you could do strategically in this challenge, I guess, is you can just go, like, pumpkins, I don't care about it, I'll take the 2 heart punishment, and I'll just keep building my ability to do other stuff. So you may set up farms for other things. Alright. What do I need to get the recipe for pumpkin pies? Oh, I have it. So I need 1 egg and 1 piece of sugar. And then probably set up a pumpkin farm near the portal. So we should be moving back towards the portal. Why do I say portal? The altar, temple, to the glorious gods. Sliced lamb has found 8 umkins. Yes. Alright, that was that. You need to find chickens. I think I saw I'd left a couple. And by left I mean missed. So a little bit this way. There were plenty of rivers and stuff around, so it would be crazy if there wasn't a single sugar cane. It really would be nice if there were 2, so I don't have to use up all of the sugar. Here we go. None down here. None this way. Really? Is it going to be that way? Is it really going to be that way? Alright, okay. There has never been a more barren shoreline. There. Okay, good. We're still in daytime, like we still have the entire night to find an egg. Oh, I need to eat. Alright. Three eggs, actually. What? The recipe in the recipe book seemed to indicate that it was just one. One of each. So, pumpkin pie. Oh, yeah, because I'm making 3. Herp, derp, derp. Yeah. I am enjoying this though. It's making me do things that I don't normally do in Minecraft, which is kind of the purpose. It's kind of like supposed to push you to run around looking for things you don't normally look for. Go and do things in different orders than you than you normally do. 1 pie is not enough to satisfy the gods. No, that is correct. The gods are very hungry today. 1. If I pick it up. These we won't need. 2. Thank you very much for that. And 3. We shall immediately make those into... Well, first of all... okay. I'm gonna have to use all of the 3 sugar to make... Oh, well, sugar cane to make sugar, which is awful. But... what can you do? Who even likes pumpkin pies? I must admit I haven't eaten many pumpkin pies. I think I've eaten like pumpkin pie once, and it was a really long time ago. This way. Somebody get me a pumpkin pie. I will happily try it and give you my verdict. I've been trying to be like more healthy and not eat so much candy and stuff lately, like including pies, I guess. There's more sugar cane over there. Just possibly go grab those. Yeah, let's do that. We have plenty of time. But anyway, like the whole Creator Summit thing started with a party at the office on Sunday, and that party had a bunch of candy and stuff. And I was, I was pretty decent. I had a little bit of some snacks, but it was doing pretty good. And now, and then we had like dinners a couple of days, and so I've eaten too much, but not like crazily too much. But because of that party, there was like so much candy left over, so there's just candy everywhere in the office now. It's like painful to try to go around being healthy and not eat all the candy that's just laying in front of you all the time. They're still going the right way. I can't remember I've ever eaten a pumpkin pie in my life. It's a very American thing, isn't it? I mean, we don't generally make pumpkin pies here. So I'm assuming by your name that you're not from America, so that might be why. Maybe I should eat a pumpkin pie. Alright. Yeah, so I'm feeling the next one might be brutal. It might also be fine, but it might be brutal. You're from Europe. Yeah, I figured. I think that the whole pumpkin things are mostly American things. Ta-da! Alright. Probably get some more... Actually... Let's set up a little bit here. Is he very tired? Why? Because it's of the time zone in Europe, or you mean? Because I'm in Europe too, and it's like 10 here. It's not like... It's not that late. Basically, want to do this. So like that. We'll put one there. Just make sure that if we get more pumpkin pies or whatever, then we have pumpkins. There. And there, maybe. Because of the amount of typos. Yeah, I mean, not everybody does typos because they're tired. I do, but it's not. I'm not universal. All right, so now we can do this, and we can do this, which is much needed. We should throw some stuff away. We should wear those. Throw those away. Okay. I have 3 bones, so I could use to make them bone meal and bone meal these things to quicken that up. But it kind of also might need to hand in bones. So no, we're not going to do that. Maybe it's actually worth sort of lighting up the area around here, around the altar. It's trying to sort of lessen the amount of spawns there is in this immediate area. Even if it's not going to make it 0, like, it might be good to just have this area be like a little bit more safe. Because I might, I might end up in the situation where I'm in a super big rush and I have to rush back all the way to the altar and just dump stuff in. And I don't want to, that's not good if there's like skeletons shooting at you and there's creepers blowing up right next to you and stuff. So we might as well, because we don't have that much in specific to do right now, although wait for this furnace to be done. Ding ding. Okay. Not tired is 1:20 in the afternoon. What time zone is that? Is that? That would be Pacific? Okay. Because we're done with that, we might as well cook up the chicken now that we're already have the fuel burning in here. Another thing with this is the max amount of stuff that you can be selected to hand in, I think, is set to 15, which is quite a tall order with some things. So I'm thinking about pulling that down, maybe tightening in the limits a little bit. So I mean, 15 of anything is a bit of a stretch. On the other hand, it might be like you could say that you should have gotten those things already, but I'm not so sure actually. This is right down from the portal. Still not a portal. We might as well actually go up here and set up a little bit of like a base almost. Oh wow, there's a creeper convention up here. And an enderman, which I really should be killing. For a potential pearl, because I might need one pearl. That could be the next thing. And they are kind of hard to get. Alright, we're gonna do... 15 apples would be more difficult. I don't think so. Dang. Where do you go? Can't see him against the background. There. Run. Ow. Hi. Ha! I hurt you now. Ha! Die! Thank you. Nice. That's the one that I was actually almost the most worried about. Wow. Alright, let's bring it on. I kind of do want... What the... I'm stuck in something. Well, I got a spider eye, which we're... I don't think is an item you need to hand in. It might be. But I would have liked string. It would take several days? Why? Why? $15 apples would be okay. Like you would have to cut down basically the entire forest here, but it would be okay. Start a farm ASAP in case you need wheat for a cake. There are many things. Can't remember where cakes are in the progression. Several nights later, Slice Down has a successful Umkin farm. Oh. That's the one. I'm feeling like I'm not really doing much use right now, but I am lighting up the area though, so I guess in a way, that's another one. No convenient water nearby here. I feel kind of like every Enderman. I don't know if it's because I've been running. How did we get here so much? But I feel like every one of them is kind of an opportunity that can't be missed. Come on, what's the dang block? Got a grass block. Hey. I think 15 is pretty grindy for most things. Like 15 blocks of quartz. It's just grindy. I don't even agree with that. I don't think it's terribly grindy. I think honestly like 15 blocks of quartz is very quick. Ow. You sir. You go away. Bad. Bad. Very bad. Extremely bad. I'm gonna die. This is gonna kill me. Unless I hit the water very quickly. I know. You're screaming. I hate you. Oh. don't stop, don't. Okay. It was never a problem. $16 levels. Okay, sun is rising. We're just about to get our next assignment, which could be it could be one of the fish. Could be glowstone block, lapis block. Okay, apparently lapis is a thing, but I do have a block. I don't think I could get 2. Could get cobweb, slime balls, ender pearls, golden apple, or emerald. And then the next tier above that is tier 40. That's the cake. I don't think that's within range for a couple of days yet. What do you have? What do you have for me? 6 leaves. It's one of those items actually that once you it doesn't really matter if it's 1 leaf or 6 leaves. Should maybe be actually the cost of a leaf block is pretty much 2 iron. Maybe I should be cutting these down and getting apples. I have 1 apple, but if I'm required to hand in like a bunch of golden apples soon, then I'm gonna need more. That or go underground, because this is gonna be done. It's gonna be done before tea. Gods are happy. Woo! That ate the... No, okay, I got it back. Alright. And that would give me more wood too, which would be good. So I'm gonna do this. Oh. I'm gonna set up a little bit of a just storage area over here. So we can dump some of this stuff, because I mean... Maybe I'll need to hand some of this in at some point, but I don't need to carry it around. Feathers. These in our bar. Flint and steel I kind of don't need. Ender pearls I don't want to carry in case I accidentally throw them. Emerald. Sugarcane should be planted. Alright, and yeah, like you were talking about farm, I should probably do that. But I put away my hope, so we're gonna have to climb. Yep. Okay, take that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, like, take away all of this grass. Kind of one of the difficult things for a thing like this is I have played a lot of Minecraft. I've played such a lot of Minecraft. So it's kind of hard for me to tell what's a good balance. Because I enjoy really, really hard challenges. Which means that if I make a map that's just like perfect for me, it's probably way too hard for a lot of people out there. Like if you haven't played thousands and thousands of hours of Minecraft, you shouldn't play the map. That's not a situation I would like to end up in. few more. That should do it. That should be plenty if it just gets to grow. All right. So at this point, well, yeah, let's cut down most of this forest. See if we can get some apples, get a bunch of wood, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So this far, this hasn't been too bad in terms of balance. Leaves are 5. Leaves should definitely be 2. Leaves are too highly rated. That's one thing. We should switch that over. So while we're doing this, I'm just going to take the opportunity to say thank you to everybody who has followed today. I know I haven't read people's names. I'm bad at that way. The last 3 that I can see right on screen are Vino2, Drakefire the Hero, and Matt. And now we got Gang Glows. And no more X. Thank you all, even the people I missed. I'm sorry about that. And thank you all for the follows. It makes a lot of difference. This channel is steaming ahead up, actually, towards that 1,000 mark. That'll be cool. A cool milestone to hit. Once we get there. It's really cool also because I've, as the people who have been following for a while know, I sort of disconnected from Twitch a little bit because of their agreements, and then like before I decided I would do some Twitch exclusive streams. Took a while, so I haven't been that active for a while, so it's great to see that people like the content and follow and stuff. Much appreciated. So a couple of apples, 3 apples. It's good. If I unfollow and follow, it'll appear on screen. I don't think so. The on-screen thing is just a tiny thing too now. Since I became an affiliate, and you can actually subscribe to the channel. There's no subs yet, so we're still waiting for who will get the honor to be the first sub. But there's a big animation on screen if that happens. So that's the way you want to get noticed. Let's test it. Yeah. I guess you'll have to tell me if it didn't work, because then I won't see anything. But if it did, it should... I don't know. I mean, it might pop up on the top thing, but not on the bottom or something. I don't know. But because like it feels like, oh, it did pop up. Interesting. Feels like that would be like a too simple exploit people use all the time, but I don't know. This was an annoyingly big tree. Let's not bother about that one. Well, so that's a way to continuously pop up on screen, I guess. I would sub if you stream more often. Yeah, I know. I am not the best streamer in the case in that manner because I just don't have the time. Please fix. Yeah, I would, I would love to, but at some point I gotta choose between essentially, because I have work that I can't not do. I have to basically pick between YouTube work or Twitch or streams, videos or streams. And at this point, Even the YouTube channel has been having a bit of trouble lately. Actually, it's actually had negative sub count last week or so. So it's going down, not up. So I'm sort of thinking about how to deal with it, but that's my main focus otherwise. And I might have to refocus on it, like, because I'm not okay with it dropping in subs rather than going up. It's slowed down significantly after 13,000, and it's been excruciatingly slow up to 14, and now we're under 14 again, which is, it's not okay. So I might have to consider what I do. I really don't want to I don't want to care too much about what gets the views and clicks and stuff, because, you know, then you end up in the clickbaity bullshit that so many people do nowadays. And I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I'm not okay with the channel just dying. Be it from like algorithm change or for people not liking the content and stuff. I know I can do stuff that people would bring in more people and would bring in more views and stuff. It just would require so much time that I would have to shut down some other stuff that I like doing. It's like, yeah. Use YouTube, you have no subscribers on Twitch. Yeah, but subs on Twitch, I would like to get to a point where that's viable. You know, that's why I stream here. I would love to build that, and I guess the thing with building a Twitch channel is you don't do it like overnight. It's like you put in the effort over time and you build it slowly. It's just like YouTube. Like, the channel is 14,000 subs on YouTube because I've been doing it for a long time. I'm doing well, but there are other channels that started sort of like around the same time period that I did, that like recently exploded in views and sub counts and stuff, and I won't mention any names, but I find it excruciatingly sad that they did so, because they started posting bullshit instead of their, you know, very nicely done like command block stuff and whatever. So I just don't like that, and I don't want to do that myself either. Your fans love the style of content. Yeah, you know, and that's a part of it that I'm proud of, and a part of it that I like. I want to be able to do the content that I enjoy making and that my fans enjoy, but at the end of the day, if that doesn't bring in new people, which it won't, and if that doesn't bring in even the old people to watch, like if I get 200 views from 14,000 subs, like how do I interpret that? I guess is what I'm saying. Because that's about where I'm getting it. So, you know, I have some thinking to do about that. I'm not sure I'm gonna do anything about it yet. Maybe, like, it is a low time period for the channel, because a lot of the views, like a lot of the bringing in people, comes from news, and there basically aren't any news right now, and I refuse to do the whole like, oh look, a developer posted a tweet, I should make a video. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to completely ignore the fact that that my views are down to like a third of what they used to be on the high period, and I'm losing subs rather than gaining, you know. So it's a little bit of a tricky problem. Like, even doing this stream is something I enjoy. I enjoy map making. I don't want to drop map making. But honestly, if I should just focus on the YouTube channel, I shouldn't have done this stream. I should have, you know, I should have done the videos, and I should have focused on a project I have that isn't out yet and stuff. So something about log.zip? No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, log.zip has, I don't think he has changed his style for a long time. I was actually, he was here. He was one of the people who was visiting. I spent all of yesterday at the dinner talking to him, basically. And to be fair, I don't, you know, there are a lot of people who obviously like his content. I don't, because I don't think I'm in the his target audience. But, you know, I appreciate that he's making good content for his target audience, which is great. and he obviously has a good amount of skill and stuff for like building things, because he even has a big like team around this channel now because it's so big. So it wasn't him I was talking about. Because his channel has never been small when mine was small. I was talking about people who were roughly my size at one point. Obviously, everybody was roughly my size at one point, but you get what I mean. Essentially, what I'm saying is I've never chased views and subs that way, and I don't want to start. But I also can't ignore the fact that the channel's doing poorly. Because like I put in. Remember when Sethbling used to make Minecraft videos? Yeah, you know. I put in hours into my streams and my channel and my videos that correspond to essentially having a second job. If, you know, you don't do that without caring and without like thinking like if it's not doing well, then why would I do that? Why would I spend 30 hours per week making stuff and then it gets like 50 views? Like, why would I do that? I'm not saying that's the case, but at some point you start thinking about it. So there's that. Streaming to me is a little bit different than like making YouTube videos. Also, it's much more interactive and it's like very different. Very different. Like video making, especially for something like somebody like me who's if I was on Hermitcraft then it would be different, but video making, even then, to be honest, is very solitary. Because it's basically a lot of people have the impression that video making is all like recording, but it isn't. Video making is almost like fully editing. And editing, my easy videos that are like quick to edit still takes like 2 or 3 times as much time to edit as it takes to record. So like it's a lot of time. This is looking a little bit promising. I'm not seeing any. Where am I? 30. So we're a little high up. I would like to find gold, because it's definitely a possibility that I will be requested to bring lots and lots of gold to some angry gods very soon. Like a very nice bunch of golden apples or something. More iron. Streaming is real cool. Yeah, I enjoy it. Like I don't know if I could like do like some streamers and just like stream every single day and stuff, but I do enjoy it. Which is also why I choose to do it still, while it's like it's not the core focus on the channel. Make it past here without getting burnt would be nice. Why don't I ever read your comments? Because you're being a racist asshole. There, I read it, but you got banned. It's a good compromise there, I think. I think every day would be a bit much. Yeah, twice a day would be better. I mean, essentially, if you would have it as a job, would be different. My intention, I guess, as opposed to every other YouTuber and like aspiring streamer people out there. My intention has never been to replace my job with YouTube, which is like people go like, oh, I'd love to do YouTube as a full-time job. I have an amazing job. I'm a game developer. I don't need to replace my job. That doesn't mean I'm not serious about it. I would love to be at the point where I earn enough money from it to like be able to have it as a job if I need to, or like if the situation changes, or you know, I don't mind that. I'm looking for success, but it does mean that I can't like, oh, I'm gonna go spend all of my time on this thing. Yeah. Plus, I have too many ideas to just do one thing. Like all this map making is one aspect of it. It's like I can't stop having ideas; they just pop into my head all the time. Then I do something like sacrifice. Should get sacrifice real soon. Speaking about that, or a request for one. Where's my way up? Twitch community is a great community. Yeah, I agree. An anvil. Well, good thing I've been collecting all this iron then. 21 plus 53. Yeah, we have plenty. Just need to find my way out. Actually, gonna sacrifice a little bit more iron and make a new sword. So that one is about to run out. YouTube is toxic. Whoa, what happened there? Yes and no. I on streams the moderation tools are terrible, so you get a lot of more crap comments on YouTube. On the other hand, a lot of people have terrible comment fields and stuff, and it is very toxic because they don't care about moderating it. Where the heck did I thought I came down here. I went out into the ravine. I kind of really need my way out. Wasn't there? The Enderman is still around. I don't really need an Enderman right now. Did I drop in? I might have. Yeah, on the topic of there being 15 as the maximum. Imagine getting requested 15 anvils. That would suck. I don't think I dropped into the ravine, did I? Pretty sure it wasn't like this. The heck? Is it over at this end? No. I'm sure it was in this little corridor, but I can't... Not there. Can't see it. Should have been over here. Oh, here. Alright. What time are we at? 3, okay. We might have to call it quit here. In a bit, like oh, it was raining too. I might not have to... Remember when I mentioned the torch technique? Boy, would be useful now. Not really. Because that's not the problem. The problem is finding a specific entrance that came from above. What I needed was something like what I did there, which is like a highlight of torches. Alright, that's gonna have to smelt for a bit. Yeah, I might not go for that much longer. I don't think sacrifice is gonna get the better of me quickly enough here. And it's meant to be a little bit of a long form game too, so that's fine. Because right now, I still haven't taken a single miss, which means that I still have 5 full days. Craft some iron blocks for the anvil. I still need to have the rest smelt. It doesn't help to craft more iron blocks right now. I need 35 or whatever of these. I might just as well make more furnaces, to be honest. Maybe not 30 of them, but a couple. I always love that too, by the way. It's like people will come in and both in comments and in chat, and they will go like, "Ah, this technique is so useful, you should use it." And it's something I've been using for years on all my streams and videos. And it's like, what, how have you missed this? Why are you lecturing me on this long command block thing, which I've made tutorials for and stuff? It's really funny. 33. Ta-da! Gods are pleased for now. Maybe the gods could be pleased enough to take away the rain. I don't know. Maybe that would be nice. Tips for new streamers? It's a little bit because I'm not that big of a streamer. Like, of course, my YouTube channel and the YouTube streams get bigger, but you kind of really need to go into it and put effort into it. I think is what, like, most people get discouraged when they don't get like an audience directly and stuff, but you gotta accept that there's a lot of work to it, and people seem like they just start up a stream and you get lots of viewers, but they don't. They work on it for days and days and days in a row, and that's how it happens. And there's an element of luck to it, definitely. There's no hiding the fact that there's lots of luck involved in like YouTube and Twitch and stuff. But you know, if you don't put in the work, you will never get lucky either. So like YouTube and Twitch and all of that is about learning things, learning to do things. Like, it takes a long time. It took me a long time, at least, to learn to sit in front of a computer, an empty room with a microphone, and talk to nobody. I know you guys are all there, but it doesn't feel like it when you're sitting there the first time and you go like, hello guys. And it takes a long time, and the only way to do it is practice. You won't get like, how do you, like, people ask me like, how do you get a good voice for YouTube or something? It's I hated my voice for the longest time, and you know, it takes some time to build the ability to speak out and do it even though you're sitting in an empty room. Alright then, well, we can make another anvil at this point. Well, that's a pretty cool test run though. I think I still want the adjustments that I did on Friday, but that's a pretty cool... It's a pretty cool start. I've tried to stream and I usually mute myself for this very reason. Yeah, but I mean, I don't listen to myself live. But I listen to myself afterwards. because I render the videos and stuff, and especially if you edit video, you listen to yourself an awful lot. And it takes a while. It takes a long while. It really does. And the only thing that helps is practice. And you keep doing it, and not just keep doing it. Keep trying to get better. Listen to people's feedback. Look for people's feedback. Try to get better. And then realize that you can make really good content, but if people don't find it, you won't get subs either. So you have to maybe adjust the content that you do to content that draws in people. Anyway, that's enough of a lecture for today. I have, like I said, I have way too much to do still for this week. And I think I shall do some of it today, because otherwise most of it will never get done. But anyway, okay. Yoboikai. And some cool name here. Followed. So thank you very much for that, and that's going to be the last thing that is from me before we sign off for today. And the next stream is going to be Sunday. It's going to be on YouTube and Mixer. It's going to be the continuation of How Did We Get Here? The Random Seed Challenge. So that'll be cool. I don't think I'll have time for any other streams. I'm still hoping to get in other game streams on Twitch, but I haven't had any time. It just doesn't happen. Hopefully at some point though, but I have like a couple of weeks of crazy busy. People quit when no one's speaking, but then there's no one to speak to. Yeah, but you have to get over that. You have to get going and accept that. And only once you do, then it starts feeling more natural. It took me like a year just talking to people, talking to a screen before I finally like accepted it. Will you release an early version of this for playtesting soon? Yes. So what I intend to do is I intend to get the changes that I don't have on this computer, the balancing tweaks, and then I'm going to release it, and I'm going to put it. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, because it will be announced there directly, and I'll try to make a video on YouTube, and it's going to be on Twitch too, because Twitch has videos now. So I'll make a video announcing that there are like the sacrifices in alpha. And you can test it. And it won't be like any fancy bells and whistles, but you will be able to do what I did today. Walk out into the world, drop in this stuff, type a command, and then you're playing. So I think that's a pretty good start. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I very much appreciated that. And it's been fun. And I'll see you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.